Hi guys, this video is a part of a series that I'm making about my experience at Christ, and this is essentially I think my fourth video of the series, so do check out the other videos. And in this video I'm going to talk about the how is the faculty at Christ and what are my recommendations to make the most from the course MSc Clinical Psychology. So stay tuned. So first of all, this is a very generic feedback. I'm not going into specific teachers, but so the faculty at Christ, in my opinion, is really good. They're a mixed bag. Honestly, some teachers are, so everybody has their USP. Some teachers are really good at research. Some teachers have this very unique teaching style, and others have a very nice communication sense where you can connect with them and get other things sorted. So you can really like have that vibe with them. So but all the teachers are very well qualified, very having a great network. They are very well researched and all of that. Other than that, all the teachers are very open to guidance and mentoring. They are very sweet. Any issues that you might face, honestly, from anything related to your professional background, is something that you can talk to your professors about. It's not necessary that they are only going to talk to you about your studies, but they are also open to talking to you about your professional development, some skills that you want to learn. It can be, I have talked to a teacher just about making my own website because I saw her have one, and trust me, she gave me feedback and it was really helpful. So do go ahead and talk to your professors, even if you don't connect with them on a particular subject, which I understand it's a very natural process. But even if you don't, go ahead and try to be open to what is their USP and try to capitalize on it, because when you're in college, professors become a very huge resource for you that you might be missing out on if you just get stuck on a thought. So yeah, other than that, most teachers are really good researchers and very good research guides. So I as a student, other than my dissertation, I had the privilege of collaborating with two other professors जिनके अंडर में मैंने research करा था. Both of them for a particular presentation. One of those papers is also going ahead for publication. So yeah, me. but yeah, so go ahead. I don't know, I'm very passionate about research, so I might end up telling you to go ahead and do research, but that's not all. So yeah, you can definitely go ahead and do research, but if that is not something that interests you, totally understandable, because it's a tiring process. Also, I feel Christ as a college really takes their feedback seriously. There is a whole system where they take your mid-sem feedback and your end-sem feedback is on KP, which is anonymous. Mid-sem feedback is taken directly by teachers. So I have seen improvements after giving that feedback. So if you don't feel comfortable with any of the teachers initially or your supervisors initially, if you are very sure that your vibe nahi match karegi, do try and reach out to the HOD. There might be something that they might do. I'm not saying entirely change ho hi jayega, but there might be something that they might be open to doing. So communicate and see, the answer will always be no if you never ask, right? So just go ahead and be as comfortable, be as open as you can, but always be polite. Please always be polite whenever you talk to teachers at Christ, otherwise anywhere. Just be polite, because there is not a lot that they also have in their hands. So it's not very wise to be very upfront. So be polite, try to talk to them, and they might help you as much as they can. So that is overall my feedback about the faculty. Now I have written down some recommendations which I've realized from my learnings, my observations from my batch and all of that. So there are a few things that you can do to really optimize on this course. Now some of these things are, first one which I did and I find it very interesting and beneficial, is that do your community service at one place for both the semesters. बिकॉज वो डायरेक्टली 1 year का एक्सपीरियंस आ जाता है. नाउ 6 months and 1 year नॉट वेरी फार अपार्ट, 7 months 1 year नॉट वेरी फार अपार्ट, बट वेन यू हैव 1 year का एक्सपीरियंस इन योर CV, people look at it very differently. So do it at one place. You don't have the junket of finding a new place. Obviously, if it gets toxic or you don't like the work there or you're not just connected, whatever, you can always change, but it is recommended and not limiting you to it. But I found it beneficial to do my internship at an NGO which was based on mental health. So it was really like, it enhanced my profile. Again, if it is online work or if your organization is okay with it, you can do an internship as a part of your community service. What I did was, as a part of my course, as a part of my community service, I was not a volunteer, I was a psychology intern at this NGO. So I got to do a lot of essential work as an intern. So you can also do that. That is also an option. You can really optimize on that. I would really suggest that in your first semester, go ahead and do a very small research. Something like I did. I went ahead and wrote a newspaper article on body image issues among women and like the connection of body image and social media. And the article got published in Deccan Herald, Bangalore. So it was a very short research. I just put together 2 scales and collected data from a very small number of people, and that is something that just got published. But going through this whole process gave me a glimpse of how my dissertation would look like, or ye kitna और intense होएगा. So that helps. Plus you get a publication. It's enhances, it adds a lot of value when your little articles get published in like recognized blogs like Youth Ki Awaaz or something, or in a newspaper or anything. Any digital asset is also an asset today. So anything, but like go through that, it will really help you. With your electives, they might and might not matter. So when we were choosing our electives, I was at least very confused because I put this immense pressure on myself that the electives that I choose will actually impact my admissions and further studies and all of that. But keep 2 things in mind. One, if you have a very clear goal of doing something like going for an MPhil or going for a PhD or like going for work, if you have that, take electives that help you reach there. If you don't have that, go with what interests you. Even if you have that goal and you are interested in some other subject, go for it because it's an elective. Don't put so much pressure on it. Go with what your gut feels like learning at the moment, because at the end, it's also, you might take the best elective out there and you might not do justice to it, or you might take like a really average elective, but you might really you might fall in love with the subject and you might actually do extensive research or whatever. So don't put a lot of pressure on yourself while choosing an elective. Just keep your higher goal in mind and see what you want to learn in that moment. And yeah, that should be okay. Select your internships very wisely. Now, you learn a lot in your internships. Try and make the most of these opportunities. It is very, very important that you do internships where you're actually getting to do work, because मेरा फर्स्ट ईयर पूरा ऑनलाइन निकल गया था एंड आई फॉर द लॉन्गेस्ट टाइम आई डिड नॉट हैव द कॉन्फिडेंस इन मी टू एक्चुअली सी क्लाइंट्स. दैट वाज बिकॉज मेरा इंटर्नशिप एक्सपीरियंस दिक्कत कर गया था. बट it is not really, matlab, if you see clients, if you're getting a place where you can have FaceTime with clients and do that under supervision, go for it. Do internships where you're actually doing hands-on work. Don't go for like places where you pay and you get to sit in lectures, because Christ mein wo already ho raha hai. There are a lot of guest lectures happening, a lot of workshops happening constantly, and all of these are for free of cost. So you are already getting honed in that sense. But make sure that you're doing hands-on work. That will really change the whole thing for you. Essentially, no pressure, but keep your 4th semester for publication, because it gets very difficult to get published after that. And मतलब फिर बहुत प्रेशर आ जाएगा एनसेम में ना. तो कुछ नहीं ना, तो भी तुम्हारा कोर्स खत्म होगा मई में, मतलब अप्रैल 25 तक तुम्हारा सारा सबमिशंस हो जाएगा. तो इवन इफ नॉट फ्रॉम द बिगिनिंग ऑफ 4th सेम, बट एटलीस्ट स्टार्ट योर पब्लिकेशन प्रोसेस इन February. लास्ट फरवरी में तो शुरू कर ही दो, कर ही दो किसी भी हालत में. जस्ट डू इट so that it's a little easy on you, because एक बार तुमने पब्लिकेशन के लिए भेज दिया ना, फिर तुम्हारा रिसर्च का कोई काम नहीं बचता है. Then you just have to wait for a response. So go for it, have that time for yourself. and it will help you, like, you know, it will help you have that time to, you know, cope up with other things. Lastly, last recommendation, you have to get 10 hours of therapy as a part of your course, and this is your own expense, but I would recommend that you start this therapy at the end of your first year. Obviously if you need it, then start early. तुम्हें एक फॉर्म दिया जाएगा जो तुम्हें 10 सेशंस के लिए वो तुम्हारी थेरेपिस्ट से भरवाना होता है. इट्स जस्ट द एसेंशियल्स कि हाँ सेशन हुआ, no details are shared, but started at the end, like at the beginning of the second semester or something, because you will need it more at that point. First year में भी you will need it because नया setting है, you will cope and all of that, but second year में things get a little tougher, and there is also a lot of fatigue from the first year that carries over because you don't essentially get a break. So उस time पे therapy में रहना helps. It really helps. So that is my last recommendation for this course. I hope all of this helps you make the most of your course. Let me know your favorite recommendation in the comments below. Like this video, share it with people that you think it might help with. It's not essentially, this video is not really limited to people who are just getting admitted to Christ. So share it with as many people as you can, and subscribe to my channel. It would really mean a lot to me. Thank you so much for watching this. Bye bye.